Hey everyone, this is Sheila DeChantal. I am president of the Friends of the Brainerd Public Library, and clearly we're trying something new this year. Just want to give a shout out to everybody watching. This is obviously a little different, but absolutely honored and humbled again to be a part of this. A chance to win this great award, and even being a part of just the great group of friends out there. What we're going to be talking about today is a children's reading initiative that Friends of Brainerd Public Library came up with right at the start of COVID. And kind of what happened to all of us, as we know, is about mid-March, the world flipped on its head. And we just kind of had some concerns about things that our library was doing consistently and what's kind of important during that time frame to our kids in our community. I mean, as we all know, everybody was just kind of, schools were closing, we were making just decisions, and we were trying to think, how do we keep connected to our community and to the children of our community? So I started talking to our board, and I said, what if we created some sort of online version of our reading program that we offered at the library anyways for kids. We did it at the time, we were doing it once a week on weekends for children. And that was mostly library led. That wasn't so much the Friends. And I was just trying to think of how to get everybody involved. So in my mind, it kind of started out as it was going to be just our board. I thought, let's get a few of us from the Friends board, maybe a couple highly active people on the Friends group, and perhaps there's a few of us that would just, for a week or two, maybe read to kids. And it's just kind of funny how that started out, this little idea. And, the board was like, that's a great idea. We should move forward with this, and what was interesting is that this was right at the offset of COVID just becoming, really real in the US, where things were changing rapidly. So we actually launched on March 23rd was our very first one. And kind of what happened in those early days was I started with our board, and we had a few that were really wanted to be involved, and a couple from our library wanted to be involved. And then as I talked to a few of my friends, they loved the idea and they wanted to be a part of it. And then all of a sudden there was business owners that wanted to be a part of it. And it just we had business owners, we had the Chamber of Commerce, and we had people from our local newspaper. And it just all of a sudden went from, we're going to do this. I was thinking around 11:30 a.m. once a day, Monday through Friday, quickly changed to, okay, I have so many readers, I got to figure this out. So all of a sudden we went from May 23rd, and I just wrote this down earlier when we ended. It was May 2nd. So we wound up going almost 6 weeks, and we had so many readers, we went twice a day. So we were doing 11 in the morning and then 3 in the afternoon. So we had 2 readers a day. We went Monday through Saturday. And then occasionally, just because I felt that I didn't get as much reading time as I had planned on, I would just pop in and do a Sunday one as well. It was kind of funny. There was really no room for me. And I really wanted to take part. So I guess, I'm talking a lot here, but it was just pretty amazing just to kind of show you a little bit. And just a lot of this, it kind of went from just local people to, it moved on to, like I said, businesses. And then from there, I thought, well, what if we got authors involved? How fun would that be? So then I started going through our brown bag author list, which is I think a lot of the Friends groups do a lot of brown bag author at their libraries. I started going through some of those I'd really connected with, as well as kind of funny how everything links together. Wine and Words authors, because we just had year 8 of Wine and Words this year too, which is just another crazy story. But we had authors saying yes. So what I wanted to kind of show you today, I didn't have a lot of statistics other than what I'm going to verbally say, but I kind of wanted to just show you guys some pictures of what happened. So here's our graphic that we created for this. And it's called we called it the Reading Initiative. and just did this 11/3, Monday through Saturday. People could tune in anytime. And just the way publishing rights were at the time is that they had just kind of because of COVID, everybody got a pass that you could read other authors' works and you could do this. So we were all in compliance with everything. And then just asked people if they wanted to read and we kind of chose children because that was who we were most concerned with, being home at COVID time, and then missing just that educational piece and just those early years of reading. And obviously parents still had things going on as well. So we really just wanted to make sure that, the kids had something, or maybe if the parents were just, trying to multitask with their kids home now, for 15, 20 minutes a day, they could give their kids some decent screen time and maybe see people they even knew in our community reading to them. So it was really, we just asked people to let us know the book ahead of time. Some, I said to kind of keep it, children's attention span, didn't want to go too long. So I told them to keep it at 10 minutes max. And so some of them read 2 books a day. And on that reading initiative page that I mentioned on our website, I list everybody who read, what time they read, and if I knew what they were reading ahead of time, I listed the book title as well. So that is all there for anyone to see. This picture here is my friend Amy. She is a friend of the library, and she read this great book, and she actually dressed up as a beetle, if you can see what she's wearing there. So people really kind of got into it. And some dressed up, and we had one guy who's a UPS driver. He really had a lot of fun with it. He was so busy, but on Saturdays, he would do things like if he read about a tractor, he would be on a tractor. And he became just almost like a fan favorite. Like the kids really loved that. This is Jenny Hill. She is our head librarian at the Brainerd Public Library, and she got involved. And yeah, it was just really fun, and people could be anywhere that they wanted to be. It's my friend Farah. This is Laurel Applegate, and this is actually her book that she's reading. She is an author that I met when I was spending time in New York at the book expos. And this was really fun that she read, and she kind of explains at the beginning of her reading. We've got Jocelyn Jackson here, and then we also have Frank Weber. Jocelyn, I think, is out of New Jersey, and Frank Weber is a local author. But he read with his granddaughter, and it was really fun. So kind of just showing you some samples here of our readers. This is Krista Sukop. She owns Blue Cottage Agency locally, which is a publishing agency. She read several times. And here we've got a mix of some authors reading as well. And my friend Holly here read several times. She is a head of Brainerd Community Action, and she read with her dog. So we just had a lot of fun. People did it differently, just great. Matt Killian is here. He is the head of our Chamber of Commerce. But yeah, local authors. And so here's the whole group. Every week, what I did was, this is actually, if you go on the Friends of the Brainerd Public Library Facebook page, this is now our header. It makes me a little emotional to even look at it, because this is our community that really stood up and read, and there's the link right below there, and did this for the kids. So just a lot of fun, just a variety of people here. I want to say it was fairly easy to do. That is not necessarily true, because you will find out that a lot of people don't really know how to do Facebook Live. So how I did this was, every person that we had, I usually spent some time teaching them. I actually made some slides, and I think I put one up here. I did. So I made 3 slides that kind of showed them step by step how to do a Facebook Live. And during their time that they were reading, all the reading was on our page, and I gave them access to the page. So I actually made them an admin for Friends of the Brainerd Public Library. They could go on, and all those videos are still there. So you are more than welcome to definitely check that out. But I just kind of shared with them how to do it. And it was really, really fun to actually teach authors and community people and business owners how to do Facebook Live. And at a time of COVID, I think a lot of us learned a lot of new tricks of things that we could do between Zoom and this. And And yeah, so it's just, I mean, a whole new world. We made it work. So that's kind of what I did. Some of the fun things that came out of this, some statistics that Laurel Hall, who is a great asset to our Brainerd Public Library, a really good friend of mine, and she does a lot of our techie behind the scenes stuff that I don't have time for. She actually put together statistics for us. And for the whole list, she went through all of it, captured how many new likes we had, how many new followers. I mean, it was just really quite the undertaking. One thing, the local YMCA did emergency childcare. They watched as a group. So every day they would tune in, and that all the kids would watch, and some of the people from the YMCA, nurses from the local hospital, just all tuned in and took part. So if you do go through any of those videos, they all introduce themselves at the beginning. So you kind of hear where they're coming from. They kind of share a little bit, most of them share a little bit of kind of their COVID story of what life was like in those months. And then they read a book and they explain, you know, why they chose the book that they did, you know, if they loved it, you know, if it's a childhood favorite, whatever. We got support from our local newspaper and radio. Costs for us was nothing. We spent no money on this at all. It was basically just my time of teaching. I spent the first 3 weeks of COVID laid off. So that's when this began. And then I went back to work. But I have a great boss who lets me do things like this. So I still just kept it going. And it was really just a lot of fun to do. So here is some overall statistics. We started on March 23rd. We went through May 2nd of 2020. We had 45 unique readers, and we started our friends page with 543 likes and 600 followers. And by that May 2nd date, we had 935 page likes and 1,063 followers. We picked up a lot of people. It got a lot of attention. And in the end, thanks to Laurel and her mad skills, she went through all of them that watched it live or watched it later on. And it had, overall, all our videos had 27,881 unique views of all our videos. And like I said, you can find them on the Friends of the Brainerd Public Library Facebook page. They are still there. And we're just in awe of our community and everyone that was involved. And I just think overall, the purpose, obviously, one of our big initiatives always in our community is just connection. It's not always about finding all the ideas that make money or, you know, or the big wins. I mean, that's obviously nice. And as libraries and friends of the library, we certainly know that's important. But I think it's also important to make connections. And that's really what this particular initiative was about, was just, we really connected our community. A lot more people became aware of the Friends of the Brainerd Public Library. We drew a lot of attention from different areas, and obviously some of our authors like Jocelyn Jackson, Heather Gutenkopf, I'm just trying to think of everybody who read. They were in different states, so they were promoting it too and promoting our page and encouraging their people to come and watch too. So it just really became just kind of a fun thing to do, and obviously some hard times. So I don't know what else I can say about that other than thank you, everyone that felt this was a worthy cause and felt it worthy of. Definitely, we love being a part of this award. We love submitting and seeing what happens. And our group especially loves doing new things and coming up with new ideas. So this was really fun to do. And anybody that ever has any questions or wants to know anything that we're doing, I'm always happy to share ideas, because that's what we're all about, is just strengthening Friends as a whole across our state. So you can find my contact information actually on our website. Feel free to call or email me anytime if you have questions on anything that we're doing in Brainerd. But thank you. I think that's all I have.